Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Previously, the jury voted unanimously that Sosuke Natsume was guilty. Thankfully, we had one more chance to convince the jurors, and as it happens, juror number 4 seems to have a bit of a grudge against the victim, Shakespeare. She is the wife of a gas man lord who provides gas services to the townsfolk in Britain, and as it happens, the victim, Shakespeare, is one of her customers. Well, the customers of her husband's business, but Anyway, she suspects that Shakespeare has been stealing gas, and that's why she hired this man here, Meter Man, to watch through the window and try to catch the victim red-handed. Now we're cross-examining them about what really happened that night. So, I gotta say, trying to attack the victim's character is a blow below the belt for Ryunosuke, but hey, whatever can save Sosuke, right?
I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Hold it!
So does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters?
That I do. Have to try to catch people when they're in, then I ask permission to come inside and do my business.
Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shakespeare?
Well now, interesting you should bring that up, because I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survive the winter is beyond me, it really is.
Knowing Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books.
And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman.
Not much to say, really, but as you wish. Altamont gas meters accepts through penny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. Hold it!
So all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they?
They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes.
So if a 3-pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night?
A bit more than that, usually. They have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is.
Thinking about it, Sosuke-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he?
Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Oh, yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually.
And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company?
Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins.
I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part.
Ah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean?
Yes, exactly right. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it.
Wait, whoop. I should press that.
Hold it!
Out of interest, how long has this been going on?
Weeks and weeks. He's been pinching gas off us for ages.
And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room, I take it.
Naturally, we took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb.
And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume.
No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock, the Shakespeare Special.
That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces.
But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty.
I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it bare, You what? I said, you what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jemmied open anywhere. Not a single sign. What's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what.
So he takes, like, slightly less than 1/3 of the earnings from each box? That's pretty good. A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter?
Nothing became of it. I've still got it.
Oh.
Right here.
No wonder they call you Meter Man.
I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing.
Neat. A very strong lock developed especially with Mr. Shakespeare in mind. Definitely. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. Now hold on, I want to look at that closely. It's a 3D model. It's quite rusty and beat up. Oh, that's clever. Behind the lock that looks like a wax seal. So if that breaks, you'd absolutely know it was tampered with. Oh, that's so clever. That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax too. Oh. God damn it. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Mr. Narhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would. You know you didn't finish that sentence, didn't you? Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? Okay. That's where the pipes connect. Oh, what? That's odd. That's... Okay, so... Let's see here. Let me orient this. That is definitely a hole directly beneath the chamber you insert the coins. But surely that's too small to get any coins out of. What is that? Oh, what? Have you spotted something, Mr. Narhodo? Just here, there is a little hole. Do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shakespeare? Possibly. It seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. Weird. Hole at the bottom. Weird. The hell? Okay, well, this statement here, it doesn't appear to have been tampered with. That's false. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Hold it!
There's only one key for all of your meters? Well, in truth, there is another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone had somehow managed to get hold of a key, we'd know if the coin box had been opened. Oh? How?
I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans as it happens.
Would you care to explain?
Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it, you see?
A seal? Like the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean?
Something like that, yes. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal.
Now, in the case of Mr. Shakespeare's meter, there were no coins inside at all, as I said.
But the seal hadn't been broken either.
So that would mean Mr. Shakespeare somehow managed to steal coins from inside the meter without opening it?
It would seem so, but that would be impossible.
I mean, what if he's just doing the coin on a string trick? Are the inner workings of the machine that complicated to get past that kind of tomfoolery?
Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. That's not thieving, what is?
Hold it!
How do you know that he's been using gas, though?
Well now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've been to his room more than a few times. And on every single occasion, his lamps have been blazing and his stove pounding. It's the middle of winter and he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks, and says,
Get thee to a nunnery! Hamlet, indeed.
I could wring the bloke's neck, get all hot under the collar, but still. Every time I open up that flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary, too. What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice?
But how can Mr. Shakespeare possibly be stealing the money? I don't understand. The simple explanation is right before your eyes. What? A toast to you eventually realizing that the gas man could be an accomplice.
You what?
Good lord, eminently plausible indeed.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, that's a good animation.
Oh, please, Lady Quinby, I'm a faithful worker. And besides, if the money us gasmen collect doesn't tally with how much gas has been used, you dock our pay by the same amount.
So you'd be stealing money only to have the same amount taken from your wages. Clearly that makes no sense.
Perhaps it's a case of losing the battle to win the war?
No, I'm not gonna stir up that hornet's nest. If I went stealing from the company, I'd be finished.
It would seem there is no evidence to support the claims of thievery made against the victim, because Mr. William Shakespeare is innocent. Pray forgive me if that shatters some illusion my learned Nipponese friend was clearly under. I certainly didn't expect to uncover another crime that looks like it's been taking place in the very same room.
According to the testimony, it's only the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room that's under suspicion. It does seem as though perhaps it has nothing to do with the incident involving Mr. Natsume.
I know, it does seem that way, but the fact is, since I've been practicing law in England, I feel like I've encountered this at least once already. Cases that are interlinked.
Oh.
It might seem that two cases have nothing to do with one another at first, but in fact they're intimately connected.
Yes, we have experienced that before, haven't we? I wonder if this is another instance.
Perhaps, but we can't be sure of that yet. If the Altamont Gas Company has been investigating Mr. Shakespeare so earnestly, there must be something to it. But then, how has he been managing to steal their gas? Alright. The meter was not tampered with, you say? Then could you explain for the court what this hole is?
Objection!
Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with.
What?
Get away! I've been over and over that thing! I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it!
In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box?
Hole? What?
You're right. You're quite right. There is a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do.
In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shakespeare secretly opened up this hole himself.
Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised, but why?
Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that.
Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design.
What sort of details?
Well, what I'd specifically like to know is... how it detects coins. If Shakespeare could have put something into there that would be smaller than any actual form of currency, he could get it out. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins?
What do you mean?
Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1-penny coin, that wouldn't work, presumably, would it?
No, of course not.
So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a through-penny bit?
I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A through-penny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit.
3/4 an inch. Ah, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord. The meter is designed for coins the exact diameter and thickness of a through-penny bit. Nothing else will fit.
Hold it!
But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness, I knew it, that's what I was thinking, could equally well be used. Would, that be true?
Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it to a certain extent as well.
We've thought of that though anyway. If I find any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine.
Oh my god. When he oh my god. When he bends like that, his bag makes it look like a bee's thorax. Oh my god, that's genius. Oh my god. Oh, and his bandana's like wings. Oh, these designs are so good. These are like the best bee-themed characters I've ever seen.
We live for moments like that, us gasmen do. Live for them.
It would seem the gas company has thought of everything.
Wahoo! Hurrah for gas! Hurrah for cash! Altamont all the way.
That's quite enough of that.
Remind me, how big are through-penny bits?
About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on?
Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Like asking about whether the meter can be dismantled, for example. No, I think we have all we need. But just in case there's no harm in this, how can the meter be dismantled?
Dismantled?
Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced, I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart.
Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel. And the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you it's quite impossible to dismantle it.
Wahoo! Yeah, nothing leaks from an Altamont meter. No coins, no gas, no nothing.
Oh, something leaked. I see. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord.
Let's see. Let's go back. Wait, can I press this and get another thing? Has anyone ever tried?
Oh yeah, they've tried, but they've all given up before long.
After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action.
Yes, that makes sense.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is its welded steel construction significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on?
You may be right. Perhaps I should try different tack here. We definitely want the coins. That's what we want. So I have a huge idea. We know that there is some disappearing material in the bar of soap. Now, it's clear to me that there's no actual hollow chamber within the soap. I was thinking the orange, reddish, translucent object in it was some kind of wax seal, like you would put on a preserves for jam or something, and that would seal it shut to hold the actual contents of note within. But now, I mean, look at its shape. It's not that this little hole is some sort of entrance to a hidden chamber. No, what this is, it's a mold. I think this is the answer to the mystery here. I think that Shakespeare was putting some sort of strange mystery material into this that form fit into this shape, and then he could use it to put into the machine to fool it, and then he could retrieve it somehow with a little hole in the bottom. Okay, the question is then, what material is first malleable to enter into a mold, can then change state to be like solid enough to be taken out and then put into a coin slot, and then can be removed from a tinier hole than its size? Okay, wait, no. Rewinding, if this is true, why were they on the windowsill, hidden under bricks, and just left outside? Okay. Well, no matter what, I think this matter of the little reddish medallion from the center is important here, so...
Objection!
Wait, what? Okay. You say it's undeniable, Counsel, but I fail to see any contradiction here at all. I think perhaps that itself is the contradiction. Indeed. Time for a rethink. Can I re-examine this? Can I look at it again now that I know the thing about measurements? Oh, look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across. Or 3/4 of an inch. Do you think? God damn it. We looked at this bar of soap earlier and updated the info. Are you telling me that was a useless thing that didn't matter at all until we learned the information about this? Oh my god. We did find this soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window, so we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? Alright, this one has the identical diameter and shape to the coin.
Objection!
I'm mad. I'm salty. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating Mr. Shakespeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a threepenny bit? What was it? The item in question is this.
Wow, have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap.
It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say.
It looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. What's so important about the soap is this part here. There's that funny little round depression in the middle of the soap.
Yes, it's a perfect circle, and I would say almost 3/4 of an inch in diameter.
Rather like something else we've been talking about recently, in fact.
Mr. Naruhodo, it's this part of the soap you need to show to the court.
Yep.
Got it!
You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean.
Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there?
That's right. A depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit.
Get away!
Does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen.
It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Now to see if it fits. My word, it couldn't be more snug. Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded.
Well, I don't believe it.
So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap was a tentative connection to the theft of gas? Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit. I must concur, at least, that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You could make fake coins in no time.
This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shakespeare has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet.
But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear. I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes. Exactly. And the meter here gives it away.
What on earth?
There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. If that is your assertion, counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once. Where on the meter can the remnants of the method used to make the fake coins disappear be seen? I don't know how, but this is how.
Got it!
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window.
Outside?
Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air.
Freezing.
Oh, the stain on the floor! Oh my god, the guy was just pouring a liquid into the mold, and he froze them in the air and put them in as coins, and then when they melted indoors from the heat, they just pour out the hole. Right? Is there a problem with that? That's where we found this soap.
Ah, I get it.
That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Did you say ice? Mr. Shakespeare has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts.
Yeah?
Turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas.
Just like that. So simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water?
That's right, madame. Wait, so if it was water, why was it red?
I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless?
I'm fairly sure I didn't design it.
Evidence.
Sorry?
I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she?
Very well, Lady Altamont. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it.
What? Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory?
I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shakespeare has been stealing it is right here.
Take that!
This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shakespeare. What remnants? Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shakespeare's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter.
What is that? Some kind of grubby stain?
Almost certainly. It's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter.
Oh.
If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor.
This is awful.
And there's further evidence, too. Mr. Shakespeare slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. And right there next to him is a bar of soap broken in half.
You're right.
It would appear to me, then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but certainly not.
He didn't beat around the bush there, did he?
In truth, Mr. Shakespeare was found with a fork in his hand. A meal of soap is sounding increasingly like...
Do you mean to say he was using that fork to...
Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap.
Oh. But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well.
Good gracious. Lord Van Zeeks? I was throwing my hand up in despair, and happened to catch my hallowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake. What is the meaning of this, Counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well...
that Mr. William Shakespeare is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable.
That's it. That's exactly it. Very well, let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. I like that it really did cut to her on the stand, Lady Altamont, because she is juror number 4 there. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shakespeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Ugh. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. You... What? Uh-oh.
Order! Order! Well, counsel, how does the defense respond?
Mr. Naruhodo, what was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zieks is saying?
It doesn't matter what I think, we have to keep fighting. No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest. What?
But, counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shakespeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss?
Lord Van Zieks just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend? At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption made due to a lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand. Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense? Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider. Namely, was the poison in the tea? We don't know that, do we? After all, no trace of poison, or, well, no trace of anything, period, was ever found in the teacups. And, my God. Maybe Shakespeare didn't drink tea at all. The ice in the soap was red. Like an orangish reddish brown. Maybe he was using the tea. Maybe he was using the tea. Maybe he ate something else? But... oh no, I think there's something here. We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shakespeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume, but that's conjecture at best.
Objection!
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There is no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
Objection!
As I said, the situation has changed. Because, in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. and a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection!
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting that they missed?
The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel, present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
It's there in the puddle.
Take that!
What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about Mr. Natsume's tea, counsel?
Well, I suspect it may, possibly, be related to the tea in some small way if we dig deep enough. I got it wrong, didn't I? Then you will be digging for a very long time indeed, my learned friend. Oh. Even at the bottom of the deepest chasm, you will find no sense in that absurd assertion. Man, but the text said, what about the crime scene? Tells us, Sometimes I wish I could disappear down a deep chasm to escape his deep sarcasm.
Then I advise you to think more deeply before you answer again this time. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
Okay. Evidence from...
Take that!
Good gracious! The soap again? The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice?
Yes, that's right, my lord. It's just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window? I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating. In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice.
There was something strange about them, you mean?
Exactly. Something very obviously strange. They were red. The ice was red. No, you mean... That's right. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shakespeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again, never.
Ah, yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains on the east end are prone to freezing.
So on the night in question, Mr. Shakespeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins.
My word!
There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shakespeare's window.
Extraordinary!
Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even 1 drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what he has until now been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains Strike 9 at all. You smug Nipponese. My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. And the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Bailiff? Bailiff, instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord, understood. Well. It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Zieks. None, my lord. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim. Investigations? No way. Yes, my lord. Wait, did he say tomorrow? Hold on. He did say tomorrow. I read it, but I didn't comprehend it. Oh my god. We're doing this? Really? Well, we managed to scrape through there somehow. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow. Wow. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Phew, we made it back in one piece. Just. Alright, calm down, Luffy. Oh, wow. We're back. We're gonna do more investigating. Oh, what's the classic Ace Attorney formula? It's been so long. It's been like, what, 2, maybe 3 years since I played Apollo Justice? That's how long it's been. Oh my god. Because, yeah, we went from Apollo Justice to the 2 Ace Attorney Investigations games, and that was a completely different formula. And then there was Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton, and that was a different formula, and the trials were end-all be-all. And then the previous Ace Attorney game, the Great Ace Attorney 1, that was just trials were all one and done. But now, here, investigation phases. Yo, we're back. We're back. Oh. You know, I almost wonder if they did this as a result of some backlash. I mean, I don't know why. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the other newer formulas, but it still feels really nice to have this. It's a great change of pace. Oh, we're gonna look around again and talk to everyone again and find more evidence. Oh, it's gonna be great. So, if it turns out that they find no Strike 9 whatsoever in Sosuke's tea, then that means he would be absolved of any wrongdoing and acquitted. So something tells me it's not gonna be that easy. What if, like, strychnine does get found in the tea, well, there's still no real proof that the guy drank it. We know he was using the tea to make coins now, so wherefore did strychnine enter his body? God, okay, this strychnine business, it must be some kind of pun or wordplay, but it is completely escaping me. Who knows, maybe the truth of strychnine's name meaning will hit me out of nowhere like a sledgehammer, as the puns in this franchise are wont to do. Huh. Well, anyway, another thing I'm wondering about is, what in the sweet, ever-loving hell does Miss Olive Green have to do with any of this? Like, yes, it was very nice we visited her and her little rat friend at the hospital, but how is it relevant in any way? I mean, beyond the fact that the Garrett household is relevant to both peoples, what's going on? Well, this game has me guessing at all turns. Though it was very, very satisfying to just see this whole tea coin business thing with a mold coming. Yeah, that was a great aha moment. Love it. And I think I've definitely run out of things to say, so I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.